The president's interview with the New York Times touches on a number of topics, everything from foreign to domestic policy. But the biggest bombshell is that he takes aim at his own Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. Overnight, President Trump speaking out against one of his earliest supporters. In an interview with the New York Times, the president said he never would have appointed Jeff Sessions Attorney General if he knew he'd recuse himself from the Russia investigation. The Times releasing edited audio excerpts of the conversation.
So Jeff Sessions takes the job, gets into the job, recuses himself. I then have, which frankly, I think is very unfair to the president. How do you take a job and then recuse yourself? If he would have recused himself before the job, I would have said, thanks, Jeff, but I can't, I'm not going to take you.
On James Comey, the president accusing the fired FBI director of trying to leverage a dossier of damaging information to keep his job. Mr. Trump also warning special counsel Robert Mueller that he'd cross a red line if he tried to delve into Trump family finances unrelated to Russia.
Would that be a breach of what his actual?
I would say yes. Yeah, I would say yes. By the way, I would say I mean, it's possible that it's condo or something. So, I sell a lot of condo units and somebody from Russia buys a condo, who knows? I don't make money from Russia.
The unfiltered comments ahead of a triple header on Capitol Hill next week. First, the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to be interviewed Monday behind closed doors by Senate Intelligence Committee staff members. On Wednesday, Donald Trump Jr. and Paul Manafort's turn, invited to testify before a separate Senate committee. No word yet whether they'll appear, but leading senators are threatening to subpoena the men if they don't volunteer to attend. All three attending that highly scrutinized meeting last summer with a Russian lawyer, pitched as a promise of dirt about Hillary Clinton. At the Capitol overnight, Senate Republicans huddling in a last-ditch effort to revive their bid to overhaul Obamacare.
We're going to keep talking as a conference until we reach agreement.
President Trump earlier delivering this stern message.
We shouldn't leave town until this is complete. We're very close.
The president's latest push punctuating 72 hours of political whiplash. First touting repeal and replace, then repeal only.
Just let Obamacare fail.
Then by Wednesday, back to square one.
We have to repeal and replace Obamacare.
As for the president's comments about Jeff Sessions, the attorney general hasn't responded. Mr. Trump also telling the New York Times he doesn't think he's under investigation, arguing, I didn't do anything wrong. Those words, despite the special counsel looking into whether the president obstructed justice. Savannah, Willie.
All right, Kristen Welker at the White House for us. Thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.